Is Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly this video. I'm going to show you my top 10 recession-proof hacks for wholesaling real estate this year, and actually how you can be as successful as possible in your wholesaling real estate business. Any recession, any crazy market cycle in wholesaling real estate, I'm going to share with you in this specific video how to crush your wholesaling real estate business, actually how to be successful in every single type of market. If real estate is going to go down in the future, it's going to go up in the future. Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows. The truth is, in wholesaling real estate, you can make money when the market goes up. You can make money when the market goes down in wholesaling. That is the point. There's only one part of wholesaling real estate that gets weird, and we're going to share about the 4 phases of wholesaling real estate, because there is a cycle. There's 4 distinct phases pretty much since the 50s. They've gone in cycles pretty much every 10 years. We'll share exactly how to make money in every single cycle. I think we're getting off of one cycle onto a next cycle, but I want people to know it's not predictive. Like, oh, it's like 2000. It's going to be a lot different, and it's going to be very weird. And history, Mark Twain says this, but history doesn't repeat itself. It rhymes. And what we're dealing with right now is a historical thing in real estate right now that's actually rhymes, not 2008, but with another period in the United States. And I want to share about that. But really, also on top of that, I do want to share my 10 recession-proof hacks for wholesaling, which are true, absolute statements you have to follow and know. So if I honestly, this is what I was thinking, Rick always says this, and everyone, oh, Zach, you should write a book. Guys, if I was going to write a book on wholesaling real estate, this would be the book I'd write. And what I do is, for the time I have today, is I want to just make that book into a video. And that's kind of today. So you're going to read my book, the recession-proof wholesaling plan, or whatever it's called. Some snazzy name, on Amazon. You can go buy it there. But that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to give you a little book today of I've written for myself and what I've seen, what Rick's done, all these of exactly how to crush it in your wholesaling real estate business. So any market, any recession, it doesn't matter. You're going to get rich. And that is the point today. So before I break it down, y'all already know what to do, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe button. Comment below your questions, and I'll help you become the best wholesaler you possibly can. So let's break this all down. Let's get into it. But y'all already know, before I get into it, we got to get the intro. We got to get you excited for wholesaling real estate. Guys, we have another day on earth today. We are alive. We are excited. We have the energy, and we are going to make it happen. This is your year. I believe in you. Let's get it going. Get jazzed up. Get dancing. It's wholesaling time, baby. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Snap! We're ready to go, guys. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to this one, because this is going to be really important. I think a lot of wholesalers watching this right now, they have a lot of questions. They're maybe a little worried. They're maybe a little scared of what's going on. The market might turn a little red. They don't know what's going to go on. They don't know what's going on in wholesaling real estate. So what I want to do in this video is really share exactly my top 10 recession-proof wholesaling hacks, lessons, just in a book format, pretty much what it is. But before I share that with you, we really have to get to the root of what wholesaling real estate is. We have to understand the market cycles, how real estate works. Guys, I've read a lot of books from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s of wholesaling, real estate investing, creative finance subject to flipping houses. I've read books on every single decade, pretty much since the 50s and 40s on real estate. No other real estate person really does this in wholesaling. They don't talk about this at all. But once you read the insights of every wholesaler in every single decade, you'll figure out market cycles in every single decade and what they think and their strategies that they thought of things. And when you look at this, you start to develop patterns. Now, I love history. I'm a big fan of it. And I'm a big fan of making money and numbers. So this is kind of I would say this is a great match. This is a match made in heaven, right? So we have what we call the 4 phases of wholesaling. So wholesaling real estate goes through phases of the market, right? And so there's really, I would say, 4 phases that you're going to see in wholesaling real estate. There's probably 10 if you really want to get into it, but like there's 4. All right. 3 of them are good. 4 of them are bad. 1 of them is bad, right? There's 4 main phases of wholesaling real estate. Okay. Now, what are these phases? Let me break down what they are. Okay. There is number 1. Actually, let's change this up. There's mainly 4. So let's do it. There's phase 1. There's phase 2. There's phase 3. And then voila, there's phase 4. Now, it's not really as complicated as people make it seem. Don't really overcomplicate this, okay? Let's break this up into a nice little chart for everybody, and then I can go and post the notes and make everybody feel good, okay? So, really easy charts here. My handwriting's terrible, whatever, okay? So let's break down what this is, what these phases are, and how we understand it. So phase 1 is just pretty much good. This is when the market just keeps going up. This is a phase we've seen for a very long time right now. Usually with this phase, we see interest rates are very low, okay? So rates usually are pretty low for mortgage, all right? So real estate goes up. It's easier to get properties, right? Things get good. Now, things usually in phase 2 get a little frothy, right? Real estate gets a little too overvalued. We see this a lot, and they start increasing rates. And so we'll call it okay. It's medium, right? This is when real estate starts trending a little down. And I'm going to put a little down, okay? And this is when things really start trending down a little more because rates are going up. It's a little more expensive. Things get a little weird. So if we start at this point, okay, for a price of real estate, when we go to phase 2, it starts trending down. And it's actually not like that. When you really want to look at it like a chart, let's make it black. You start at this point, the price of real estate, it'll start doing kind of like this, like nothing crazy, some spikes, some bumps until we hit phase 2, where it's just, you see the trend over time. It's got a clear trend of going down. Not crazy, right? It's not like dropping, but you do see a trend going down for that, right? And that is kind of what phase 2 is really about. They're increasing rates. Things get a little frothy. We want to make sure that inflation doesn't go crazy. And then really, rates usually get really high. That's another part we've seen a lot. And then that's really when things kind of, what we'll call a little bottom out. We kind of bottom and keep falling down, but a lot of it starts bottoming out. And then you got the 4th phase of real estate wholesaling, which is kind of what we call spring. And this is when rates start lowering until it hits the bottom back on rates. And this is usually how a lot of markets. Now, these market cycles aren't specifically on rates, but for phases of wholesaling, if you really want to kind of see trends, this is something you can see for a lot of deals. But, spring, that's when real estate prices start going back up. So it'll start going up here, start trending down, and then it kind of hits that bottom and then it goes back up, right? Guys, we live in the United States of America. Our population everywhere is growing. So this is what it looks like in the short term. So in the short-term view, oh my gosh, it crashed and then goes up. Guys, if you look at the long-term view, real estate might go here and then crash. But over time, the trend, real estate is always going to be going up. And so it'll always outpace inflation. So real estate in the long term is always going to be going up, no matter what. Now, it depends on your time horizon, but it's not really a big crash. And during these phases, rates sometimes, and this is for certain phases, rates mean nothing. And it's more about the economic conditions than anything, okay? So what are economic conditions that can affect these phases really? There's always good. It starts going down a little, then at bottom. Sometimes it goes a lot down, like 2008 just started crashing, but not too crazy. But what are the things that affect these phases in real estate wholesaling that we have to understand, right? What are the big ones? This is pretty easy. But so what are the catalysts for phases to start moving? Pretty simple, right? Number one is going to be war. If there is a war that breaks out, obviously that's going to affect real estate, right? We aren't looking into a war. The United States, and I will say this humbly, we haven't had a legitimate war that will affect real estate since World War II. There's been a lot of other wars, but they haven't really been, I don't know how to say this the right way, but like, if the homeland's not being attacked, it's usually where it's not draining the economy too much. We're not putting war bonds out there. The 70s was a different thing, but we're not considering that a war to affect real estate, right? That's a different thing. War, rates is a big one. Pretty much just economic. So just the economic factors, people losing jobs, things like that, overinflation, things like that. So, and then really, I would put the next one too, but like you could say a lot of it's built through tech too, is another phase that if technology finds a way to make real estate cheaper in the future, maybe that'll have an effect, but we haven't seen that yet. So that's something we haven't seen. Usually, all of these are all proven back to the economy, but if we go to the war, there's a rates or some macroeconomic conditions happen. That's what affects the 4 phases of real estate. And that's how we understand. So what phase are we currently in that's affecting real estate? It's not war. The economy's okay. It's really just raising rates to save the economy, pretty much what the Fed's trying to do. So now we're kind of understanding what kind of phase we're in right now. We can kind of go back to history and understanding this. What's the closest statistic we have seen to our market right now? Everyone thinks, so I could pop up a chart of real estate prices, USA history. Okay. So we'll go to median home price. And I always love this chart. So this is a chart I always love showing the people. So everybody thinks that we're in like a 2008 situation, and it is not. Okay. So let me show you kind of what situation we're potentially looking into. Okay. And this is a pretty simple one. But I want people to be educated and informed. Now, it looks like it's shooting up like crazy. That is true. But let's kind of show what we sort of have right now. So everyone thinks it's 2008 where everything falls like this and all this. So let's do 1963 to 1980. Okay. Let's kind of show where we're at now. All right. And then we'll put mortgage rates history. And let me get this one really quick too. Let's see here. We got a chart for y'all. Where is it? They're here. Sorry, here's the 30 years. Here we go. All right. So we see here on mortgage rates that with prices, the average price of real estate, that it was kind of shooting up a little and it kind of got to 25,000. Now, don't think of it as the prices now, but it did fall from 25 all the way down to 22. And then prices got way overdone here in the 80s. And let's go from 1977, kind of before Reagan and after Reagan, to 85. Do 1985. All right. And then this is when they started jacking up interest rates. We had a lot of crazy stuff happen, usually the 81, 82. And they started jacking up interest rates. It had a thing where it fell for like a quarter pretty hard. And we've had some quarters where things fell, kind of stood same. But you see over like years, though, it's always going to be going up. And this was probably, and I will tell you, the 80s is the closest factor of what we're going on right now in our real estate. Because if you look at interest rates have gone up historically it was up to almost 20% in 83 and then started going down. And then real estate still had its thing there. So what you got to understand is now we're jacking up rates. And when rates get jacked up, they always fall out, but economic conditions change. What we have to understand about that is because of how interest rates work and how it does affect the economy, overall, when you jack interest rates up like crazy, which I think we're seeing, it's not going to make real estate go down forever. And so now that we understand the 4 phases of real estate wholesaling, how we make money in every single phase. And this is what I want to show. And then we're going to get into the book lesson type thing. I don't know where to call it. But now we know kind of what they do. We're not going to see a crazy dip. Like it's not going down 50% or something crazy, but we got to understand how it works. So there's economic conditions where real estate goes up and there's real estate prices go down. Now you can make a lot of money doing both ways. Which way are we trending right now? We see it trending down, but not crazy. Like maybe, I don't know, 5 to 15% at most if it's crazy. And then same thing, 0 to 10% if things get crazy good, right? And so if we're going down, we got to understand when prices go down, maybe even in a recession. If I'm used to locking up a property, let's say for $100K, and now it is worth, let's say $90,000, and then I sold that property to a cash buyer for $120, and then boom, that's a $20K profit, which is good. All I got to do here is get this thing locked up. Now, if it's worth 90, all I got to do is get it locked up for the same 90. But all I'm literally going to do is just sell it for maybe 110, right? And you still make the same 20K. How do you make the same amount of money? This is pretty simple, but you just lock it up for lower prices and you make the same amount of money. And so that's what you got to understand, that the buyers, they're actually going out here and they want bigger discounts. And then you have to give those discounts from the seller. Then you make the same amount of money. The issue is here's the big issue. And this is how economic cycles work. And this is where a lot of people come up to me and they complain. They say, Zach, the buyers want discounts, but the sellers don't. So here's the worst time for wholesaling, okay? And so we know that usually prices might be trending down. And when prices are trending down, buyers are smart. They don't have $300K in the bank to buy properties because they're stupid, all right? They actually got some funds. They're pretty smart. Sellers, they're usually not real estate smart. Nothing bad about it, they're not real estate smart. And so that being said, so if something happens quickly, buyers will adjust very quick and sellers are very slow to adjust. And that seems like something that's bad, right? Oh no, that's super sad. That's actually, turn that frown upside down. That's actually a very good thing for us. And I'm going to show you exactly how you make a ton of money with sellers being slow to adjust. Now, currently where we're at right now in this economy, okay? What I see is since prices are going down, not crazy, but maybe 5% this year, still that's something, your buyers are going to expect a 10% cut of your usual prices from last year, most likely. That's what they're expecting. That's not good, right? Because, oh, what in the world did I just press? I don't know what I just pressed. All right. Here's the issue. And this is the problem we have. Your sellers, like I said before, they're very slow to adapt, right? I already said they're slow. So they're expecting a 0% cut. Like, what do you mean you're cutting it? Real estate's still up. My realtor said it's worth a bunch of money. Everything's great. This literally happened 2008, 2009, 2010. People still thought, because there's articles, that real estate was worth $1 million and everything's going crazy. Austin, Boise, the big overpriced markets are already getting cut hard. Sellers haven't really noticed it yet because they could care less. They are in la land. Everything's great. But guess what starts happening? When jobs get cut, when the media starts talking about how real estate's actually going down, when their friends start selling low, because they actually have to sell and they realize that the actual free market's not making sure everything's worth $1 billion and everything starts shifting towards a buyer's market. Guess what happens? Usually after about 6 months, sometimes even a year, 12 months, the seller starts actually slowly realizing it. Takes them a slow amount of time because I said they're slow to adjust. But once they do that, now they're back into fear. OMG. I need to sell. And now they're okay taking that 10% cut, right? Guess what happens? They're in this mode now for like 2 years. And guess what that means for you in wholesaling? So currently, we are in this mode right now. I hate to say it, but it's true. We are in this mode where buyers already want their cut. They already know what's going on, and they know the future. And the sellers are still in their la-la land. Now, I would probably say that the actual motivated sellers, they're fine. That's about a quarter of your motivated sellers actually have already realized it because technology is pretty smart. But unfortunately, 75% of your sellers are going to be in la-la land. La, 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 real estate's so worth $1 million, blah, 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 my house is worth $1 billion. It is going to take them 6 to 12 months to adjust. So unfortunately, we could still go after the really motivated sellers, the really, really motivated lists, but it's going to take out some time for the la crazy sellers to start realizing what's going on. Same thing with realtors too. They're in la land also. But here's actually how we make a ton of money. And then la land's actually a place you actually make a ton of money because once real estate, I think by next year or the year after, interest rates might not be as crazy and real estate will start inching up. Because what did I tell you? Over the long term, real estate's always going to be going up. Always up. Always during the long term. It might have this period where it looks like it's going up and then crashes down, but then it goes up and down, then up and then. But you see the trend line. It's always going to be going up, okay? Don't bet against the United States, all right? Oh, but the population, yeah, the birth rate's not the best in the United States, but we have so many amazing immigrants. We are a country of immigrants. Trust me, it'll keep going up. Now, that being said, maybe in about 18 months, real estate chart starts trending up. So what did I say about buyers? They're smart. They will start increasing prices by 5 to 10% because then they start playing that leverage game, right? They're smart. They're actually going to start paying more. They will pay more. That because now they see real estate's trending up. They're smart, right? Guess what? Your sellers are they're okay with that 10% cut. And they're still, oh my gosh, I'm panicking. OMG, real estate's bad. I just gotta, sell low, right? Because they're still in panic mode. You know why? What did I say before? They are slow to adjust. Media is still sad. Everything's bad. Everything's bad. Friends are still freaking out over it, right? Like it's just, oh my gosh, it's bad, 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 bad. We know it's the writing's on the wall. It's going to start creeping up, but the seller's still like this. So this means that you can lock up contracts from 100% of the sellers pretty much. And I'll say 75% and 25% already. So you're getting really low contracts and you're selling them for high prices. This is when you really make this is when the moolah starts coming in. This is when wholesaling is the easiest. You know why? Because during this period, so let's talk about the last time this cycle happened, all right? So we have 2008 to really, I would say 2018, all right? This is when, let's say real estate hit its bottom, let's say 2011. This is really when it hit its bottom. And prices started shooting up. All right. So this is the time I actually got into wholesaling. So this is the really cool part. And so all your buyers knew it was going back up because interest rates started going down. And so buyers were starting to buy more, and then sellers wanted to sell for low. And this is a 7-year amazing cycle for wholesaling, right? Here's the cool part. I got started in 2017. I knew how easy it was. It was stupid easy because all of the wholesalers left. All the wholesalers left during this period. And they all started coming back in after 2018. But all the wholesalers left. And remember, when real estate goes down, a lot of wholesalers leave because they don't know how to do it the right way. And so there's like no wholesalers. Buyers are overbuying. Sellers want to sell for cheap. It's the best period ever. And so in a 10-year cycle, let's look at 2008. There was, I would say, about 2 years of weirdness where like it was okay to wholesale. It wasn't like a most amazing thing. And then you basically had 8 years of awesome. And so I would always trade the 8 years of awesome for the 2 years of weird, right? And here's the thing. When Rick did this in 2008, I want everyone to understand he made actually more money during those 2 years than he did in the 8 years because he actually knew what to do. He knew the strategies to do, right? And the cool part is a lot of people think, oh, real estate's going to, so many wholesalers don't want to do and they leave. And so it's less saturated. So it's even easier. And so what I want you to know is that's the best cycle for people that aren't really good. Now, if you are a savvy wholesaler, you actually know what you're doing, you will make more during the crash than you actually will during when it goes up. I personally I've been making more money lately because with the crash for a good wholesaler, and I want everyone to understand this, there's so much more deals. And with me, because I have a lot of cash on hand, I can crush other wholesalers. And so I'm actually doing more deals and making slightly less per deal. And so it's amazing for me. And I got all the buyers already set up because I have the trust. Unfortunately, when real estate goes up, I do less deals. You know why? My cash doesn't matter anymore because everyone's offering more. That's not the case anymore for me. And then on top of that, honestly, I can flip houses more, so that's, I guess, a positive. But I make more money just doing more deals in general. And so actually during this 18-month cycle that we're going through, I'm actually going to make more money than I am my previous. I'll probably make more money this year than I did my last 2 to 3 years because my competition's leaving. I'm doing more deals nationally and everything. It's insane. I'm looking to do 1,000 wholesaling deals this year. I've done 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals past 6 years. And so this is just showing you guys that you can make money in every market. Every market you can make money. The thing is, if you know what you're doing, you can actually make more money when real estate's going down in a recession because there's more deals to be done and you can spend the less in marketing and get more deals done. So that's kind of the cycles of wholesaling real estate I want people to understand. And what I want to break down now is kind of my hacks and lessons I want to bestow onto you of that has been working really well for me, what I've seen is working on right now, and how you can make a ton of money, guys. And guys, we're still doing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 deals. Now, there's less of them. I'm doing more $20,000 deals, but remember, guys, it's because I'm doing more deals, it's netting me more money. And that's the point. I was never able to do the amount of deals I'm doing right now than I did the past 2 years because there's less wholesalers right now, in my opinion, in my market. And the coolest part about that, on top of that, is actually, no, there's not less wholesalers. There's actually more wholesalers right now in my current market, but there's less wholesalers overpaying, I would say. And on top of that, there's just more motivated sellers. And because when real estate's going weird, there's more motivated sellers, more deals, and I get a better portion of it. So if I get 75% of all the deals in my market and the amount of deals to go up, I make more money. And you guys can go on it too. You're just going to have to do more deals, but you'll still make more. Shout out to Camille, 39 grand today. Awesome. Love to see it. So let me break down my hacks, my lessons. This is Zach's book, a video book. I'll call it a video book. This is Zach's video book for success. So let's break it down. Don't want to rant anymore, but let's get it going. So lesson number 1, wholesaling deals flow to the one that makes the best offers at scale. And I want everybody who's looking to scale or make a ton of money in wholesaling, I want you to understand this life lesson. And this is a huge life lesson for everybody watching. Whoever can give more offers at scale will make more money overall. This is how you get a ton of deals in wholesaling, right? It's all about making offers. If you're not making offers, you're not getting contracts, you're not selling those contracts, okay? And I love the person who says, oh, I market more than anyone. I don't care you market more. Are you giving more offers to sellers? In person, those offers, that's the best, right? And so the person that gets the most deals are usually the one that gives the most offers at a big scale. So if I have 2 or 3 people going in appointments right now as we speak, I'm giving offers at scale that most people can't do, virtual wholesaling, things like that. And when you do a lot of virtual wholesaling deals in all the markets around the United States, guess what? It's flowing to me because I'm giving the most offers at scale. It's very important. Lesson number 2. This is a very important for everybody, but your sellers, and I want everyone to understand this, your sellers don't care how much money you spent in marketing. And I want everybody to really understand this. I want to make this very clear to everybody. Your seller does not care how much you spent in marketing this year. They don't care. They don't care how much you spent on your postcard. They don't care how much you spent on your VA. They don't care. And so I think a lot of wholesalers out here, they see someone in competition and they think, oh my gosh, they spend all this money in marketing. I have no shot. When you're behind that seller, nobody cares. This is the same thing as fighting. And I love fighting. When you go to like boxing or MMA, you see it. Does it matter that the other guy spent $100,000 on boxing trainers? No, it doesn't matter. It matters how much pack a punch that person can do and how much they can fight. It's not about how much money they spent on training and all this fancy schmancy stuff, right? And I think a lot of gurus do that. They'll spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on the latest studio but they're so fake and stupid and broke. It drives me crazy. They spend all their money on the studio, not in the wholesaling business. But I can tell you, your seller doesn't care. They care about if you can help them out, make them some money, and help them out. That is it. They don't care how much money you spend on the list it doesn't matter. If you can get in front of the seller, that is all that matters. And so a lot of people think, oh, because I spent a bunch of money, I deserve more deals. No, it's all about making offers at scale. It's all about making those offers, getting in front of, that's what actually matters. A lot of people think what matters is how much money you're spending. It's not how much money you're spending that matters. It's going out here and helping sellers out that matter. So the amount of money you spend, honestly, doesn't matter at all. Okay. Here's the next really important lesson, the next chapter in the book. You are only judged on the deals you make, not the ones that go bad or the ones you don't do. I want everybody to understand this. I've had a lot of failures in wholesaling real estate the past 6 years. I've had a lot more successes than failures. Here's the thing. You only see my failures in wholesaling when I decide to tell you them. You've never seen other failures I've done in wholesaling. You know why? Because you ain't going to know about it. It ain't no dang business, right? But what I mean by that, I've had plenty of leads where I go on the appointment and I just didn't get the deal. I didn't close them. It happens, right? Do you guys know about that? No, you don't know exactly. You haven't seen that. It's in my head, but nobody can judge me for not getting the deal unless you tell them. So here's the thing. Nobody around you is going to know if you didn't get the deal or not. So stop worrying about forcing yourself to get a deal or not. It's like basketball, I love basketball. And the thing about basketball, when you're doing a basketball game, it's all recorded. There's tens of thousands, hundreds, probably millions, if you look at the internet, watching you miss that shot, right? Everyone will see you miss that basketball shot. So you're judged on the shots you missed. The coolest part about wholesaling is you shoot the shot, and if it doesn't go in, nobody sees it. But if it does go in, everybody sees it. That's pretty dang cool. It's like hitting the pause and rewind button on a video game where you can just, you make a mistake and kind of go back in time, right? And so when I'm looking at this, it's like a time machine. And it's just like no one sees you fail at all. They only see you actually do the deal. They only see you with the check. And so when I fail at something or whatever, you ain't going to see it. It's on public record, but you only see the things that do well. That's pretty dang cool. And I want everyone to understand. So stop getting all caught up and going out here and feeling, oh, I'm doing a cold call and I'm going to fail. And nobody's going to know that you failed on a cold call. Now, if I fail on a cold call, it's going to be live recorded. And I ain't taking that out. Gurus will edit it out for the cold calls or whatever. But like, if the person says no to me when I offer them over the live call, obviously you're going to see it because it's recorded. It's live. But like with my cold callers, like if they fail, I'm not going to judge them. But like, you guys aren't going to see them fail. You'll see them if they do well. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But like, you're not going to see the failures. You're only going to see the successes. So stop judging yourself over potentially failing, because the only person that's going to see that's you. Now, I'll tell you this. You, by failing though, the only side effect I would say is you might wake up one day and be like, why in the dang world did I do that? And you're just going to cringe. Like, have you ever just like, I don't know, sat at bed at night sometimes, or like, you know, you're just sitting in a car or you're waiting for something and you think of something really embarrassing you did when you were like 12 years old in front of everyone in 6th grade, and you're like cringing at, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And you go back into that moment and you're like, oh, that might happen. And that happens a lot for me in the beginning. But I'll tell you, like, I've had plenty of those moments in middle school, right? Even high school. So it's like, yeah, but like, that's when everyone saw it. But like, just, you're going to think about it. Don't get too worried over it. Next thing, and I want people to understand this, especially when real estate goes weird. The harder it is to pull a list, the better that list is for wholesaling. There's less saturation. And this is a very easy law. I'm like Sir Isaac Newton with wholesaling rules, I guess. But like, the harder it is to get a list, there's less likely other wholesalers are going to pull that list. So for example, you're pulling a code violation list in your city. If they say, no, we're not going to give you the list, most wholesalers are going to say, oh, they said no, I'm just giving up. But the guy or gal that goes out here and says, no, I'm going to keep asking for it till I get it, and then they get that list, there's like a firewall. Most wholesalers can't break through. But if you break through, now no one else can get that list. Now there's like 2 or 3 wholesalers that get that list out of 300 that are trying, and they all give up. Now you have exclusive access to that. That's why the list is going to be better. And this is why government lists on average are better to get, because it's a lot harder to pull it versus going on PropStream and just click, pulling a list like that. Right? They just, statistically, the harder it is to pull a list, the better the list is. Next part here is, what is the perfect equation for wholesaling results? And it's not that complicated, but how do you get good results in wholesaling? It all comes down to the marketing you do, multiplied by the offers you make, minus the cash spent. That will result in how good you are in wholesaling real estate. If you can make a ton of offers and have really good marketing, you're going to be fine. Now, I would say offers minus cash spent, but your marketing is going to have a key play in that. Without time is marketing and offers. But for you to become successful in wholesaling, and for you to actually go out here and really break down everything you need to know about how to actually get good results in wholesaling. And I'm trying to think of the best way to approach this, but like, it's really simple. It's just how much marketing you're doing. That will lead you to giving offers, and you giving great offers at a large scale will do well. Now, if you're spending 50 grand a month in wholesaling, like, marketing, that ain't going to be good. So that's why I minused off cash spent. But that's how you got to look at it. So if you're like, Zach, I'm not getting great results at all. Oh, I'm not getting good results. My wholesaling sucks. I'm terrible at this. All right. Is your marketing bad? Are you not getting a lot of volume in your marketing? So let's look at the marketing part. And how many offers are you giving? Multiply that, your quality of marketing and the amount of marketing, and then the offers you're making. And if you're spending too much money, then that's going to make you negative wholesaling results, right? And so that's the equation you really have to put out here too. And I even use that equation in my own wholesaling real estate business, because my volume increases and that's giving me more deals. This is a really important one. And this is a very profound lesson. And this is a lesson I can tell you that took me a very, very, very long time to learn. And I want everybody to really, if there's one thing you learn from these lessons, I think this is probably one of the most important parts. But you need to treat your cash buyers like your sellers. Your wholesalers don't do this. And it gets me really sad. But treat your cash buyers like sellers. If you do not treat your cash buyers like sellers, you will fail. Why do people treat sellers differently than cash buyers? I don't get it. When you're dealing with the seller, what do you do with the seller? You follow up with them. You care about their needs. You care about why they're doing what they're doing and how you can help them out with that goal. And you talk to them a lot. With cash buyers, you treat them like trash. Here's the deal, buy it. Yes or no. Like, it's transactional at that point. You're not transactional with the seller. If you're successful in wholesaling, you're not transactional with the seller. Treat your cash buyers like sellers. How are you doing, Mr. Cash Buyer? What are your goals? How many properties are you looking to buy? How can I help you out with that? What areas? Follow up every month. Build that relationship, that rapport. People don't do this. And this is separating people that are getting cash buyers wanting to buy their deals and not buy their deals. Hey, I like this Zach guy. You know what? I'm going to go buy his deal. Maybe it's not something I would usually buy, but he's a great dude. He's a great dude. And I want him to send me more deals, build that relationship. Guys, I get these crazy big deals because cash buyers will overpay, but they like how I do business and they know they can trust me. And that's a very hard thing for a lot of wholesalers to have. But if you start treating your cash buyers like sellers, it will happen. Now, this is another one. This is a very controversial statement, but it's true. Never trust anybody. And this is even for me. Okay. You're literally right now listening to a 23-year-old kid teach you exactly how to make money in a recession. So you should definitely be skeptical of what I'm saying. This 23-year-old kid's probably broke, living in his mama's basement, not knowing what he's doing. He trashed, he broke, all these things. You should probably assume that starting out. If you're the first time watching this YouTube channel, you should probably assume that. Now you think that of me. Let's verify it, okay? First of all, let's go through all the vlogs for the past 4 years and see, does Zach's actually getting contracts? Does he have recordings with him closing sellers? Does he make a ton of money? Does he show he makes a ton of money? Does he have the most testimonials possible at freewholesaling.com? You look on the top there. Does he actually make people millionaires in wholesaling? Did he read all these books? Did his dad, who's pretty much taught him so much in wholesaling, most of what he knows, gone through recession to make a ton of money? Verified. And boom, you verified me knowing that I'm legit. I'm not a broke wholesaling real estate guru. Does he try to sell me a stupid course? No. What is his motives for teaching me this? Like, you go through all these, right? And this is just for real estate education first, but like, let's talk about cash buyers. I want you to understand, when I started out in wholesaling, and especially when I was doing cash buyers, there's always 18-year-old kids that are saying they were cash buyers. And I am the least judgmental person for anybody. I do not judge. But when it comes to business, like outside of business, there's no judgment at all from my heart. And even on the live stream, there's no judgment for anyone I talk to. But when it comes to business, I will judge you so hard not because I'm a judgmental person, but because I've learned to never trust anybody. So if you're 18 years old and you say, hey, brah, I'm your cash buyer, dude. Okay. You're a cash buyer. First of all, in my mind, I don't trust you at all. Even if it's a 60-year-old man who looks like a millionaire with his AP watch, I don't care. So what I'm going to verify first. Hey, show me your bank account. Okay, this looks very photoshopped. Can I get a letter from your bank? And I'm going to call that letter. And if your letter's wrong, it's actually bank fraud. Guess what happens? They never message me back. I get people that fake proof of funds letters and give me fake screenshots of bank accounts. And I get a letter stating that this person has this much in the bank account from like Chase Bank or Bank of America. And then I call the bank. And I literally tell the person, if this is a fake proof of funds from like a big bank, this will be reported and you'll go to jail for bank fraud. Are you willing to do that for a fake proof of funds letter? They never message me back. It is illegal to send a fake letter from a big bank stating this much money. That is bank fraud. It's a crime to do that, right? Because you were defrauding somebody. And so I always never trust anybody. Now, I get things all the time. Now, I have always said this one story, and I'll keep saying it because this guy blew my mind. This guy, Hunter Raish in Arizona, I think is Deal Hub, Property Hub AZ. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I think he was telling me he's making $400,000 a month in Phoenix. And honestly, I don't believe that. Like, I've never heard of this guy. No one's ever talked about this dude. I didn't believe it. And this is not like a dig on, I just didn't believe it. And I said, just show me last month. This man pulled up on my email $500,000 in assignment fees in 1 month in Phoenix, showed me them. I was blown away. I verified it, talked title company. They're like, yep, this is legit. I was like, I stand corrected. I verified it. Now I trust this guy. That's how it works with me. So if you go on a podcast, you have to show me proof and I'll hop you back on. I had one guy, he said, Zach, I'm going to be your cash partner. You're one of your JV partners in the state. I think he said, I could get wrong. He said, I make, I think 75K a month or whatever. I said, perfect. Send me over your HUDs. I said, okay. But he said, you know what? That's private information. I can't tell you. I'm like, well, then we're not going to do any deals. But you can trust me. I'm in this mastermind. I could care less. And I go through this whole spat with the guy. But I'm like, unless you're going to show me actual HUDs, like, oh, but it's against privacy of that. I'm like, you're not a nurse. You're not a doctor. There's no HIPAA laws. Okay. It's public information who owns property. I won't trust anybody to work with me in a business unless I actually verify it for real. It's the truth, right? And so I think a lot of people need to start doing this. Don't trust it. Okay. If the seller calls you saying they're this person, I want you to just make sure that they go with the property appraiser, make sure that John Carlos Smith over the phone is the owner. Cause sometimes it's different, right? I had, recorded a vlog yesterday of, I made about an hour of calls on deals we did. We did 3 JV deals yesterday. Shout out to everyone that's sending us deals at sellmypaper.com. But we had 3 JV deals. I underwrote 12 deals. I called the wholesalers. I talked to cash buyers, and I recorded it. It was actually at my home, at my house, because that's what I do when I don't do live streams. I recorded it. We chopped it up. We edited it like a really cool vlog. We went over the assignments, deals, things like that. And one of the deals, which is live on the vlog, we actually had a seller who was lying about being a seller that signed a fraudulent contract, and that was crazy. But we have the vlog. So if anybody's interested on that vlog, let me know if we should drop it or not. Maybe I'll just delete it. Who knows? But it was pretty cool. 3 deals. Well, we got 3 assignment of contracts ready to go from that day. But I was talking with my team, everyone, the sellmypaper.com team. I was talking to a couple of those guys and gals, and we were really doing it really cool there. Let me know if you guys want me to record. I don't want to get on a tangent of me JVing wholesalers, JVing your deals and actually record the whole process, like addresses, going through the property, making repair costs, looking at ARV comps. Let me know if that's cool or not. But never trust anybody. It's crazy. I've even had people try to get me on fake appointments because they're the wholesalers, but I verify trust. Don't trust anybody. Verify first in real estate. I'm telling everybody, verify first. Now, next here. This is a really important lesson too. You are overthinking things. Just lowball. And this is a sentence I've told so many people time and time again. But you are 100% overthinking things. Just lowball. Oh, how much should I offer? Okay, but I don't care. Just lowball the seller. Think of an offer that scares you. Go 15, 20% below that and just offer it. You will be shocked at how many sellers will say yes to that. I had a guy on the vlog yesterday I was recording. He sent me a FSBO, and I popped up the lead, and I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, oh, FSBO. And it was a FSBO for like 375 grand. And I was like, ugh. And then on the vlog, I pop up the contract. This man has it locked up for like 240. I'm like, okay, we got a deal. And I'm talking to my JV partner in Phoenix, and he's like, this is crazy. And it seems like a really good deal. Maybe make 30 on it. Hopefully, we're talking to our buyers right now. But like, that I was like, you know what? That was amazing. 130K low ball. He got 130K off the listing price. That's a FSBO I can sell. Okay. So let's talk about making good on FSBOs. Okay. And so I think it was really cool. But even marketing, you're overthinking. What market should I get? Just choose a market. Use our rules we have at Wholesaling.com. But most of you guys are just overthinking it. Don't do it. Next here. This is a really important one. This is actually a 2-pronged one. So number 9 and 10 are kind of the same, but it's together. The wholesaler who cares about the seller more wins. So if this is a battle of one wholesaler and wholesaler number 1 and 2 who have the same price, who are both at the appointment, or they go to appointment at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, who's the seller going to choose? The wholesaler who cared about the seller more will win. The person that went to the person that followed up more, the person that built more of a connection, the person that made the best assurance that they'll buy it for cash in the most legit way possible, that person will win. That is how a seller usually chooses, whoever gets the most rapport. Now, this is different than the other part. And this is the same rule, but slightly different. The wholesaler usually who got to the seller first wins. And so I personally, with my team, we build the most rapport with our sellers. There's usually not one person in the market that can beat us one-on-one on appointments. There's not one person that can beat us one-on-one when we actually talk to the seller, because the rapport wins. We're really good at it. But how do other wholesalers do really well? There's guys making $500,000 plus in my market that they are way worse than me. I'm not saying this in a mean way. They're not as good as our team on rapport, but how do they win? Because they got to the seller first before me. Because you ain't going to beat me. But if you're faster than me, usually you can win, right? And so let's look at war or battling in general. How if you are going against a force that is bigger and stronger and definitely someone that you can't beat? Like if you have 100 soldiers and the other person has 1,000 soldiers, how are you going to win, right? Think of 300, right? You got 300 versus 100,000. Now, obviously they didn't win, but like, how do they pretty much win the days of it? How do they not get destroyed? Well, they had the hot gates, right? And they had the passive perceptibility or whatever in Greece, Sparta they had there, but like they just had better strategy, right? And you can beat a better force with better strategy. And in wholesaling real estate, this translates to speed. So when I started out, I wasn't really good on rapport or talking to sellers. Everyone was better than me, but I got to the seller faster. I got in front of the seller and got the appointment before the other person could even have a conversation with the seller. Because of that speed, I won. So if you can really look at this, if you can be faster than every other wholesaler, and if you can actually build a ton of rapport there, there's no one that can beat you in wholesaling real estate. And that is the truth, guys and gals. So that's my little book explanation on my top 10 recession-proof wholesaling hacks. I can tell everybody watching this, real estate wholesaling moves in cycles. You can make money in every single cycle. You just got to understand what to do in each cycle. So in the cycle we're in currently right now, if real estate's going down, we're going to up our marketing and we're going to get more niche lists. When real estate is going up, maybe what we should do is we should just do more marketing. The answer is always going to be more marketing, but like when real estate is getting a little easier, we're going to spend a lot less time with cash buyers and more time on sellers. Maybe now we're going to spend more time with cash buyers and less time with sellers, right? It's all a yin and a yang. But when real estate usually goes up, you can spend a lot more money on saturated lists. When real estate's going down, maybe you don't have the money to do it anymore, but guess what? You can do the niche lists and things like that. Usually just how you spend the time shifts a little more, but really it's all changing, right? And the sad part about wholesaling real estate, and I'll tell everyone this, is usually when the market goes down, you make the same amount of money, but wholesalers leave because they don't want to do it, right? Because of the gurus. Unfortunately, the secret about how wholesaling real estate is the fastest, best, most efficient way to make 100 grand in a year with no money at all, the secret's been out. And so when real estate is going down, unfortunately, because the industry is so amazing and people figure out the flow of money in wholesaling doesn't change. And I want everyone to understand that when real estate goes down, everyone thinks the amount of wholesalers usually make less money. No, the good wholesalers actually make more money, and then the worst wholesalers make less. It's a net gain, right? Like it's a zero-sum game. If real estate is what I think a $2.5 billion industry, wholesalers during crashes will still make $2.5 billion. Wholesalers in a good market make $2.5 billion. It's just do the top wholesalers, the 1% of wholesalers, they make most of the money during a crash because they know what to do. They're smart. Same thing with in stocks and stuff. And so I'm part of the 1%, the Illuminati of wholesaling. They're in the 1%, and I'm making more money than ever right now. Now, if you're not knowing what you're doing, you're a beginner, you're probably gonna make less money. And so you should do what the 1% is doing. And that's what I'm the only person in the 1% that'll actually show you what to do and what to have. Oh, but my course, that ain't a thing. So I want people to understand that you will make the amount of money in wholesalers make actually stays the same. It's who's making the money changes. And so that's why I get it. I've been telling everyone, I think for 4 years I've said when real estate crashes, I'll make more money. And I don't want that to happen, but it will. guess what happened? I'm doing hopefully 1,000 wholesaling real estate deals this year. So it's like, just because I know how to do it the right way. And so I want everybody to understand that. So that is it. That's my little spiel today. And yeah, it's crazy, but it is an art of war. Wholesaling is war, knowing what to do. Now, a lot of people think recession is the same as crash. We can have a recession and the real estate could even go up. That's how it actually happened before. So yeah. So everyone says, I want to see the vlogs. Guys, okay. There's some people that want to see the JV vlog, so we'll do it. But yeah, I'll just kind of show the process of me working with JV deals. Now, honestly, between you and me, I wouldn't even work on them. I just have my team do it. But sometimes I want to go in there and kind of be a overbearing manager and just look at the deals myself and kind of show you what I look through these deals. And it'd be pretty cool to do it. And then we started sellmypaper.com last week. So I would say for the vlogs, I think about 30 days from now, that's when the checks will start rolling in. And then that'll be pretty fun to show you on the vlogs too. Or I don't show that. I don't know. I'm not the guy to flex on checks too much, but not bad. Maybe the big ones, but it's pretty cool. So I want everybody to understand this, that if you want to sell your deal and get it sold with our team, just go to sellmypaper.com. JV with us, and we'll get it done as soon as possible. If it's a bad deal, we'll probably text you. So yeah, bad deals we're not the biggest fan of, but if it's a good deal, bring it to us, sellmypaper.com. But yeah, if you go to freewholesaling.com, I tell everybody watching this, if you haven't gotten your first deal, you haven't gotten a deal yet, I want everybody to understand this. Go to freewholesaling.com and we'll get it going. So Ace, is this the same Ace I talked to? I think this is a different Ace. I've been talking to a lot of aces, so I think I'm getting confused. You're definitely a different ace than the one I was talking with. So, Ace, just, you know what? You probably DM me. I probably didn't see it. I'm getting too many emails. So do this instead. Email support@flipwithrick.com, Ace. Just email support@flipwithrick.com and just say Ace, JV partner, and then send me 100K in HUDs for the past year. And then we'll see what we can do to help you out. Make sure you got it. All right. So that's it, guys. That is my little spiel. That's my little book for the day. So let me know if you guys got questions. Love to help the people out. And let's answer some questions. And we'll do some one-on-ones today. That's how we do it. So yeah, we'll drop it. All right. I'm going to record it. And we're going to see, it'll be a work of an hour. So I think I was able to cut down an hour of me working and cut that down to like 27 minutes for an easier vlog. So it wasn't too insane, but oh no, I don't think I show me wholesaling enough. And I want people to understand this, that like, I wholesale, but like it's most of my team doing it. And so me actually going and looking on the deals, that's what I do. And so me vlogging what I currently do in the day, I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll see how we can help the people out. All right. Let's see what we got here. All righty. So where is it? Is it possible to send money after the JV contract and the sale in the form of? No, it should be done on the assignment. Oh, Danny, hop on the one-on-one. We'll do the call right now. Let's do it. Yeah, I got to call the guy. I got to close somebody. All right, cool. All right, let's do a couple more questions, and then we'll get the one-on-ones. So I get these all the time. Can you be my mentor? Just go to freewholesaling.com, okay? The gurus are going to want your money. It's stupid, all right? What's the best inbound marketing for someone who hasn't gotten their first deal but doesn't want to cold call? Direct mail or reverse drawing for dollars, hands down. And then let's see here. So if a realtor finds a cash buyer for my deal, do I have to sign an agreement to pay them? Or should that affect their license agreement with NARS? No, there's a million ways to do it. Find which way they want to. Sometimes I pay them a commission on the assignment. Well, I can do it. I can do that. Sometimes it's a marketing fee. It depends which way you want to do it. The way the title company's okay with it, and the way the realtor is doing it, and basically who their broker is, because that's how it happens. So if you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, absolutely for free, just go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. That is my Facebook group. That's my mastermind. We can go on and talk to me for free. So how do you hop on there? Let me show you really quick how to do it. Share my screen. So all you got to do is go here to Wholesaling Stinking Houses for Real. And now you're on here. You're with 87,000 of my best friends. And we go here, click Zach Ginn. I've pinned something. And when you pin it, there's a streamer link right here. And then boom, you can hop on here and talk to me. So let's talk. First of all, we got Joan. What is up? Joan.
Hi.
All right. Oh, Joan, are you back on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Awesome. What is up? How can I help you out today?
I'm just listening right now. I have I just started end of October doing mailers, door knocking, working with another new investor. Yeah, just pulled my first probate list yesterday, so sent those mailers out. So that was fun. Yeah, just hustling right now.
Awesome. So you have no questions?
No, I was just watching this thing.
Well, I have a question for you then.
Okay.
Anybody who hops on here that doesn't have questions for me, I have questions for you.
Oh, gosh.
So
bring it on.
All right. So here it is. Number one, why aren't you reverse driving for dollars?
Why aren't I reverse driving for dollars? What is that?
Yes. So this is cool. All right. So if you go through freewholesaling.com, my free wholesaling course, there is something the past 2 years. Nobody else except for me has talked about this new marketing strategy. Nobody. I'm the only person because it actually works. Gurus can't make money off of you. It's called reverse driving for dollars. Now, you know what driving for dollars is, right?
Yes, I've done that.
So you go around, look for ugly house, and then, you call them up, right?
Yep.
Reverse driving for dollars is when you have a sticky note and you slap that on an ugly house you find. Hey, this is Joan. It'll say something like, hey, this is Joan. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. Oh my gosh, right? You're going to get a really good response rate, usually 40%. The average postcard's 1% to 2%. 1%, our postcards are 2%. And that's really cool. And so this means you don't have to cold call. You get the leads sent in for you. And as somebody that probably sent out mail, you already know how expensive mail is getting.
Yes.
So it saves you a bunch of money and you don't have to cold call. And you're already driving for dollars. So it's already there. It's hands down one of the best strategies for everybody.
Seriously, put a sticky note on somebody's door.
That's it.
Right? Okay.
Think about this. I always look at this. So do you have a house or apartment you live in?
Yes.
If somebody put a sticky note and said, hey, this is Sarah. I had a quick question. Please call me back. Would you call that sticky note?
Yeah.
You probably would. You're just, who is this, right? Is this a friend? Like whatever, like, right? It's almost guaranteed you're going to get a call there. And so think about that. When you're doing drawing for dollars and you cold call, let's say a probate drawing for dollars list, you're only going to get a hold of a quarter of the people, right? Usually. Voicemail, they don't answer. Like a quarter of them will answer. With reverse drawing for dollars, 40% of that probate list is going to answer, which means you actually got in front of 2x the amount of sellers that the average wholesaler can go after. You just doubled your results by not working anymore.
I like it. I'll try it.
It works. So go to freewholesaling.com. There's a whole section in there for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And unfortunately, I can't make money off of you by teaching that, but guess what? I don't care. I want to actually help you become a better wholesaler. Yo, what is up?
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's up? How can I help you become a better wholesaler today?
So I wrote down a few questions. So my first question is about probates. I know you guys said they don't have to go through the whole process for us to lock up the contract. So my question is, once I put them under contract and send it to the title company or the attorney or whatever, do I set like a closing date and get paid that way, or do I have to wait for the process, the court
You're
process?
going to have to wait for the process. What state are you in?
I'm in Houston.
Houston. So you're going to use a title company, and there's usually guys use a probate attorney with that. And so a title company usually has a probate attorney that they deal with there because it's a title company with wholesaling. There's plus some good probate attorneys you can deal with. Now, I can make this super complicated and easy. Now, I'm not the legal expert, so I'll just tell you, this is not legal advice, but honestly, what the process is usually going to be, you're going to lock up the deal. You send it to the title company. They work with the probate attorney. They deal with all the crazy mumbo jumbo. You don't have to deal with that. And then you get paid at the closing date. But it's usually going to take more time for them to go through the process. And I can tell you the whole legal process and make it super complicated, but like, what's the point? Just the probate attorney is going to be working with the seller, and then over time, you'll get paid on it.
Okay. So I guess my question was, when I'm talking to the seller, what's something I can say to like confidently tell them that they don't have to wait for the process to be complete before they like sign the contract with me?
So here's the thing. You're not an attorney. I'm not an attorney, right?
Yeah.
We're not lawyers. So whatever I say is saying something that a lawyer never said. So why should I even trust you, right? That's the big problem you get. What you need to go is go to your title company. And usually there's an attorney right there that will actually talk to you for free. You don't have to pay $100 to go meet this person. People think they have to do that. No, it's actually free. And so I want you to schedule a meeting with that attorney that's at the title company. Sometimes the attorney actually owns the title company, and say, hey, what do I say when I'm talking to a seller on the probate process? Because I want to get the deal and send it to you. What do I say? And they'll tell you what to say. And guess what you're going to say? Hey, my attorney told me blank, blank, blank. And you're going to know it's going to be for Texas law. And then you have the confidence that my attorney said it, not just me. And the seller's going to trust you even more.
Okay. Cool. Let me see here. Give me a second. I have so many questions wrote down, but I'm just trying to ask like the important ones.
They're all important.
Well, like, yeah. What would I like to do today? So
any pressing ones?
So I haven't got fully started yet. Right now I'm working on trying to pull all of these government lists. It's like a lot of being on hold because I don't have a car. Okay, I got a question. So what do I say when I went to the clerk's office? I called like an Uber or whatever, and they're like, you pretty much need to know like the address or specific information. Like it's not a list available for certain list.
So give me a list. I can help you out with it.
Like the probates.
The probates will be on the clerk of the court, and they should just be under the probate records. You don't call and they give it to you. You actually have to get it yourself.
Okay.
So the list you actually have to pull and get from somebody else will be a fire damage property list, a water shut off list, a code violation list, and possibly the eviction list, and then tax delinquencies. The rest you can usually pull just easily right now for free.
So the other ones you can pull it.
Yep, pretty easy.
You got to request it.
The other ones you don't have to request usually. They're usually already online.
Okay. And then
okay, Kyra, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to somebody else.
Okay.
Hop on tomorrow or the other day and just have a list set out and we can go through.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to get through as
Thank
many
you.
people as I can. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Yo, what is up?
Yo, how's it going, man?
How can I help you out today?
So I was creating a marketing budget because I'm looking to get more into the paid marketing side again, like I was doing a while ago. And
All right.
I noticed that my skip tracing seems to be because with PropStream you get the 10K leads and all that, but skip tracing at 15 cents a lead comes out to $1,500 a month for skip tracing. I don't. That doesn't sound right to me.
Batch or
yeah, batch.
Okay.
Because I want the highest accuracy, so I'm not looking to do like no 3 cent Fiverr skips or none of that. I want the accuracy.
Okay. I think a second. I get it batch for 10, but I got the.
Yeah, you got like the $500
But
month plan. I'm not trying to do
I
that.
spend too much though. I spend too much money with them. But all right.
So yeah, in terms of everything else, like the marketing costs is pretty low. The software, I do some SMS blasting and then pulling the list. PropStream's cheap enough. That's all cheap. Skip tracing comes out to be really expensive, and I know if I'm SMS blasting, I want some high volume. If I do like, let's say I do like 5K of those leads, I'm only spending 750 a month on skip tracing. Then I have a much lower output. So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what I should do.
So remember, your wholesaling result, like I said today, is going to be directly indicative of the marketing output and the offers you make, minus the money spent. And so we obviously got to look at two things when what you're doing is, I think you're looking at ROI, but you're also not, I don't think you're looking at the other important part, which is ROT, right? So there's return on investment and then return on time. And so obviously we want to get the same result of something that's 40 hours a week of work, but maybe make it 10 hours a week, right?
Oh yeah, all the time.
And so that's kind of what we're looking at. What's the best ROI and ROT, right? And so you're doing this virtually, right?
Yeah.
And so it's $750 a month. Skip tracing, text blasting, that's all fun, games, and great. But you can also look at other strategies too. And this strategy might not even be something that costs much money, dude. But like if I'm text blasting a seller and a list, if I want the best ROI, even ROT, because they're sometimes together, if I text a list, I want the best chance that 1,000 sellers are going to land me a lead in a deal.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so a high equity lead is not going to yield as much results as if I do a tax delinquency. That's how it works. There's not as many tax delinquencies. So how many leads are you looking to send out a day? Let's say 5 days. You're doing Monday through Friday.
Yeah. So I was trying to calculate the numbers. Let me see. I was thinking 300, but that's a little low.
A day?
Yeah, times 30, that comes up to 9,000 leads. So that's gonna be too much. I only want to spend 750.
Yeah. I think maybe at some point, man, even think about this. What would the cost be of, I mean, how much time do you have for this business?
I have a good amount of time. I just don't like doing things manually because I mean, like,
I get it.
and when it comes to skip tracing, I'm not gonna lie. I would rather pay, dude. I've been trying to do the government listing manually for like the past couple months. It's driven me crazy.
What market are you doing?
I'm doing some of Florida, North Carolina, and then mostly those two.
Okay, where in Florida?
Pasco.
Pasco, and where in North Carolina?
Let me see. I haven't done it in a while. I forgot where I was doing. So Onslow County.
That's not good at all.
Onslow County. Onslow County.
Okay. So what I want you to do too, on top of this, is maybe you spend $500 on texting. Hear me out. And we're going to focus on getting really good lists. All right. I know you don't like the government lists, but I think it'll be worth it. Hear me out.
Fair enough.
And what I want you to do for that $250, I want you to spend $250 just giving gas cards to people. And I want you to find an army of 10 people, 5 in each market, to drive for dollars and reverse drive for dollars for you. And you split the deal with them. There's going to be try to find them. I think they're out there, dude.
Yeah, it should be Facebook groups.
Facebook groups, even the live stream chats, Onslow County or Pasco County. Pasco's going to be harder to find. But try to find people to partner up and drive for dollars with you in that market. And then you will pay for their gas and then you split the deal. And have a reverse driving for others. And then if you text those leads, which won't be a lot, I think that will probably give you the best results.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about the Sunday, man.
That. Yeah.
There's a guy in Tampa that did that, and I got him having 4 drivers for him, and they're free. It's amazing. Because you have what I call the location disadvantage.
Yeah.
What you need is the speed advantage, which will have 4 people driving for dollars versus the average wholesale in that market doing 1.
It is true. I didn't think about that.
And so you have a disadvantage. We need to give you an advantage, and then so it evens out. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. But obviously you have to split those deals. So it's like,
yeah. So okay. Oh, we already got someone in Pasco, actually. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, hit the people up. Now I would probably sign a JV agreement with those leads because what was the lesson I said today? Don't trust anyone.
Don't trust anybody.
I don't trust I don't trust anyone. Heck, even do this to show that they're actually willing to do it. Have them give your phone number out on the reverse driving for dollars lead, and then they could pay for the gas. And maybe you just do that too on top of it. And then that's kind of the best exchange of something where they pay the gas, you pay for the marketing, and then you close the seller. But like, do that, man. I'm telling you, I think it'd be good. Now, obviously, this person has to trust you, and that's gonna be and that's another thing on too. So I'd share a Podio, all these things, but I think that's going to be something that will help you pump up the marketing that you need to do virtually.
100%. So you think there's people out there that'll want to that'll just want to drive for dollars and let me handle all the closing?
Here's the thing, and I think you found this because you watched a lot of my stuff.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of newbies out here that are deathly
scared. Yeah,
scared to talk to sellers. You don't seem like the guy that's scared to talk to a seller, lock up a deal, right?
I don't mind.
I
would be happy to.
Right? And so there's a lot of people that are the opposite. They don't mind calling, or they don't mind going in the car for hours a day as long as they don't have to talk to a seller. That scares me.
I gotta find these people.
And so that's where partnerships go on, right? They're good at something you hate, and then that other person is really bad at something that you love, and then that's how you mix it. That's how I got employees. You think I love doing sheetrock work? No, I hire someone that's okay doing it. They don't mind it, and they kind of like it. I got guys that love laying grout. That's what they love to do. I hate it. There's people out here that love mowing grass. If they sat behind a desk, they'd go crazy all day, but they love mowing grass. You're my lawn guy, right? That's how it works. So that's it, man. I could tell you that. So you'll be shocked. Just go out here and try to find them. And
100%,
I think you'll be surprised. Think about it. There's 87,000 people in the Facebook group. It's a lot of people.
It is true. Growing
If you
every day
combine
too.
all the YouTube channels we're live right now, I think we're at like 105,000 subscribers for all of them. That's 190,000 people you can find. You think you can find 10 out of that?
Easily.
10 out of 190,000 people?
I like my odds.
And even think of my Instagram, dude. What, 195,000? Now you're at 400,000. Out of 400,000, can you find 10 people? And there's 10 people that are a little scared to do it, right? So I digress.
More than likely. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So do it, man.
100%. And then one more. Oh, what type of stacked lists are your favorite? I was looking into that.
My favorite stacked list is any type of motivation mixed with high equity or vacant.
Okay, 100%. I'll start doing that too.
So arrest and someone's got a lot of equity, arrest and there's a lien on the property. Just any type of mix. I think that's one of my favorites.
Okay, so for my plan, you think is it a good idea to mix some of that list pulling and skip tracing, and then also do some of that virtual driving for dollar stuff with somebody else, and just kind of mix those two together?
Yeah, I would pump that up, man.
100%, bro. I'll get started on that. Thank you so much.
All right, keep it up.
Have a good one, man.
Oh, all right. Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm blessed, man. What's up? How can I help you out today?
So I have like 3 questions. First one is, I'm wholesaling virtually. I'm in Florida. I'm pulling the probate liens and
Wait, are you virtually
list
wholesaling from Florida?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in Chicago. I'm
Okay.
doing it in Florida.
Got it.
So I'm doing the probates, liens, and list pendants lists. But the problem is, a lot of them are dead, like dead leads. A lot of the wholesalers are calling them, and none of them like even want to.
Are you calling the list pendants list?
Yeah,
All right. So do you know what list pendants usually are?
it's foreclosures, right?
Pre-foreclosures and usually maybe credit card debt lien list, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I say is the worst list possible to ever cold call?
List
Pre-foreclosures.
pendants? Oh, okay.
Think about this, dude. If you are behind on credit card payments and your mortgage payment, okay, you've probably never been in that situation. I've never been in that situation, but I've talked to sellers in that situation and I see what actually happens to them. They get 15 to 20 calls a day. It's insane. Realtors call them. They get credit card, the credit card companies, the debt servicing companies, the tax service companies, right? They get 10 to 20 calls, loan shark, like all these type of banks and they pay people to try to call. They get 20 calls a day on top of the wholesalers. They get 20 cards, debt consolidation companies. they get like 15, 20 calls a day. And so what do you think you're
Yeah.
going to do when you're the 21st caller of the day? They ain't going to answer you.
Yeah, that's why I started
It
texting
sucks.
the list pendants list. The
That's better.
others, liens and probates, I called. But I talked to a probate yesterday and he told me he's getting like 5 calls a day, like one every 2 hours.
Yeah, realtors are aggressive with them.
Probates?
Oh yeah, realtors are very aggressive on probates.
Oh. So I'm not sure what to do because should I try a different list or
So you said you were cold calling the pre-foreclosures. So are you just texting him now?
yeah.
Okay, because you just told
I'm
me you were cold
texting the
calling him.
pre-foreclosures and I'm cold calling the probates and liens.
That's actually not bad at all. Okay, what area in Florida are we doing?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Okay.
Yeah.
Duval County is a little saturated. Not the worst. Honestly, you could do a lot worse. So not a bad market. I think we got to get more niched, man. I think
Mhm.
still do the probates and the liens. That's great. Let me ask you this question because I kind of had the equation popped up there. What's your marketing volume like? How many calls are you making? How many calls did you make last week? Last 7 days?
The whole week?
Yes. How many
Uh,
contacts, like hellos?
maybe 20.
20.
I made like about 150 calls and
I'm talking about
I got like
contacts. So
just
20.
20, yeah.
So statistically, I'm looking at here. I'm just trying to find the root of your problem. So that's a 13.3% response rate, contact rate, which is about half of what it should be. It should be around 20, 25%. So what's your skip tracing?
True people search.
Okay, so that's pretty on par with it, right? If you're getting it for free, not bad, right?
Yeah.
So here's the issue, man. And I'm saying this really like, I'm trying to say this the nicest way possible. I could probably get 150 calls in about an hour or two in a day. And so like, that's like 2 hours of work for me. You got to pump those numbers up. So your problem isn't the list, it's the volume. And that's the issue.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
just, it's like saying, hey, I want to score 30 points. Do you like basketball?
A little bit.
You're in Chicago. Okay. You're saying you want to score 30 points, but you're only going to do 16 shots. It's like you got to make like 15 out of 16 shots to score 30 points. But if you made 200 shots in a game, you're way more likely to get 30 points. And so do you want to get like really technical and try to make 95% from the 3-point line or like just shooting? Or do you just want to be able to make more shots? I think you are better to just make more shots. And so it's just talking to more sellers, man. You got to pump those numbers up. So what I think
Yeah.
you should do is, unless you're like working 90 hours a week and that's all you can do, which we can have another conversation, right? I'm trying to do what's best for you. I would probably lean towards just doing more lists. So the water shutoffs, tax delinquencies, fire damage properties, the eviction list. Let's start doing those because they're a lot more niched out. So you don't have to make as many, but let's just double it. Let's do 40 contacts a week. Yeah, let's do 50. So let's make it a goal to do 50 a week. And I think you're going to get a lot more results.
Okay. It's like I'm cold calling 3-4 hours a day and I'm making like 35, 45 calls. So
Oh, whoa.
yeah, I gotta increase that up. I'll
No,
do
no,
that.
no, 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 no. No, you're thinking, all right, can you read my mind?
No.
No, you can't. I can't read your mind. All right, don't act like you know what I'm going to say because you think what I'm going to say. You're wrong. All right, 4 hours a day. How many days a week?
I just started, so I'm
Last
gonna
week.
do it. Last week I did like 4 days.
So you did 150 calls in 16 hours, dude. That is 9. That's 9 calls an hour. And so 150. So that's 20. 20 times 16. I mean, you got in front of, on average, 1.25 people an hour. That's insane. You're telling me you only got in front of 1 to 2 people every single hour that said hello.
Yeah, it's because most of the numbers from True People Search, they're like canceled or, or a wrong number.
So what I want you to do is I want you to text those numbers on top of that. And then, oh my gosh, I would do something besides True People Search for you because I've done Jacksonville, man.
Mhm.
And you're close to like 5 or 6 if you're going to do an hour. So I think the way you're doing your skip tracing is going to be off. Let's increase the volume. And I mean, I don't think it's True People Search, man. Talking to one seller per hour is insanely low. And I think you're just wasting your time doing that. So, I mean, honestly, man, I would probably Facebook message, increase the calls, and then only call the wireless numbers. And I think you should do fine.
Okay, no landlines.
No landlines.
Okay.
All right,
So,
let's start doing that. All right, and then increase the lists.
okay, got
It's
it.
not your time because you're actually spending a lot of time doing it. That's great. I think it's the skip tracing is your big issue, dude.
Yeah, because I gotta find their relatives and everything.
Yeah, and
So,
text the people too on top of that. You'll get more contacts.
okay.
All right,
I just started doing that yesterday too, texting.
perfect, man. Text, leave a voicemail. You're good to go, man.
Okay.
Don't work
I have
anymore. Let's start getting more calls per hour you're doing it.
okay.
All right,
I
man.
do have one more question.
Of course, man.
So I was thinking of doing it wholesaling here in Chicago too. I saw your interview with Ed Hayes. I'm not sure if you remember him, but he told in the interview to like link up with agents who have license. So I was wondering how I should do that and how that works, because I could do reverse
You can wholesale in
driving
Chicago,
for
bro.
dollars. Sorry?
You can wholesale in Chicago. There's a lot of ways around it.
Yeah.
My lawyer has told me not to give legal advice on wholesaling in Chicago because that can bite me in the butt. I want you to talk to a title company that does wholesaling transactions and ask them, and they'll tell you for free. Their attorney there will give you advice on how you can do it. All right?
Okay.
Because
And
if you get slapped with a fine for doing something stupid, I'm not going to be attached to that. So go to the lawyer and let him be attached to it, and he'll tell you exactly how to do it. You can do it, though. Don't worry about it. But just make sure you get it from them, not me.
okay.
All right?
And one last thing, sorry. The driving for dollars app, I know you told it in one of the videos, but could you tell me the name of it?
The
Like,
Drawing for Dollars app,
yeah.
dmzach.com. But I would probably just go to freelancing.com. That's where it's all at.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Zach.
All right, man. Keep it up, dude.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Boom. Awesome. Guys, at the end of the day, I'll tell everybody watching this, you are overthinking this business. It's all about getting in front of sellers, marketing the butt off, getting in front of them to let them know that you buy houses and giving offers to them. That's what wholesaling real estate comes down to. That's what wholesaling real estate is all about. Please stop complicating this business. If you overcomplicate it, you will not get good results. Keep it simple. This is the perfect market for you to get in front of sellers. People, there's more wholesaling deals than ever right now. Are you going to let a rich wholesaler like me do it, or are you going to do it? It's up to you, man, and women. So go out here, go after it, guys. I could tell you I'm here to help you out. So if you want to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, just go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. If you got a deal you want to send to us, just go to sellmypaper.com. Where's the sellmypaper.com? Is it on here? It's somewhere. I'll just hold on. It's right here. Sellmypaper.com. Send me your wholesaling real estate deals to sellmypaper.com. Our team will get it up. We are currently working on more markets, and we're getting it going. But guys, I can tell you guys, stop overcomplicating this business. Start taking action today. Remember, you're only alive for a certain amount of time on this earth. Make the most out of it. Go after your dreams and chase it. If you're going to chase your dreams, don't half do it. Don't do it, but like not really work hard on it. Like put your all into it. I'm not telling you to quit your job or anything, but like when you're doing it, put all your effort into it. Try it the best. Go to freewholesaling.com to learn how to do it the right way, and you'll be well on your way to wholesaling success. So guys, that is it. That is what I got to say today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I appreciate it. freewholesaling.com. Hit that like button, subscribe.